I, I'm Nick,
I'm Jay.
and we are the Star Childs, and we make videos about Reddit. Am I the a-hole or relationship advice? Usually, we go live once a week on Sundays, usually around 7 p.m. But today, we're going a little bit early because we're a new channel and no one's really watching our lives. Let's be real. And I go ahead and I chop up these videos anyway to make them smaller videos so people can enjoy at their leisure. So those ones get views. So I'll just focus on that for now, and we go live when we want to go live. So deal with that. But we do appreciate people who do show up to the live or who watch it afterwards. So yeah, thank you. A little bit about us: we're married, we're queer.
I have to sneeze. Okay, no, sorry.
That's okay. You can have bodily function. We're married, we're queer, and we live abroad. Right now, we're living in Guatemala. So doing a lot of Central American travel. So if you saw any of our last videos, we had a different background because we were in a different country. So now we live here for now, for the foreseeable future. But yeah, we're gonna do some "Am I the a-hole?" questions. Um, got quite a few to get through, and we'll share our opinions. We have a lot of life experience, I would say, and we have a lot of opinions. So should be interesting. Jay has lots and lots of opinions.
Oh, excuse me. There
There
it
goes. You're cooking beans. So
There's pepper. There's
pepper.
pepper in the air.
Yeah, so makes sense. I'm surprised I haven't sneezed. But if you hear any sirens, there's one going off right now, we live in this big city, so you're gonna hear sirens.
Almost 1 million people.
Almost 1 million people in the city. Where we were at before, it was only 200,000 plus people, so it was much smaller. But this is a real deal city, and we're also near an airport, so sometimes you'll hear.
Oh yeah,
planes.
the airplanes might be a little loud.
You're just gonna have to deal with that. But yeah, let's get into these am I the a-hole?
I'm excited.
Oh, you're excited.
These are fun. I think they're really fun.
Oh, I'm glad you like them.
I used to read these just for fun anyway.
Oh, so now we get to share our very biased opinions about what's going on. Let me see what we look like. Okay, I like to make us a little bit different. I like to put us at the bottom. Aquí. Okay. At the bottom. All right, so let's get into abajo. Yes.
I know you're not gonna remember
that. My Spanish is so bad. It's so bad. Oh, I saw lightning.
She's coming. We heard the thunder earlier.
She's
giving
coming.
Us some warning.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into this. This is the first one. It is. Shall I read them?
Yeah.
All right. Am I the a-hole for refusing to move my husband country and live in his hometown? Probably move to his country. All right. I, female, recently married my husband. We are from different countries and we met in my country. I will leave our personal details out for privacy reasons. We've been together for around 5 years. One of the terms of our marriage is that I will move to live my life in his country in a few years. Obviously, English is their second language. Okay, we'll forgive that. I never been to his country and city before coming here for wedding and vacation. After spending some time here, I realized I can't imagine myself living here in his city rest of my life. I told my husband this and asked, can we compromise on living in bigger city in his country, to which he said no and told me if I can't accept that, we will have to get divorced. We had a lot of hard and emotional conversations, and he said I am breaking apart our marriage and being asshole. As last compromise, I said I can compromise on living there only if we live in gated, much nicer suburb of his city. He told me that we can try, but if we haven't accomplished that, he will still move to his hometown, and I can choose to go or stay in my country and get divorced. I really don't know what to do. In one hand, I want to be happy in my life, but in other hand, I want to spend my life with him. I know I am one who went back on promise, but I really had no idea what I was signing up for.
Damn, that's hard.
That's super hard.
That's rough.
I would say that's kind of honestly her fault, though. To a degree, because you agreed to something before actually visiting the place and staying there. You only been there for your marriage and for the wedding and the vacation, so you had no idea what you were agreeing to.
That's true.
Like, that's pretty ballsy to just like, oh yeah, I'll come live in your place I've never visited.
Yeah, I would do something like that.
That's a terrible
I
idea.
know.
It's
I didn't say it was good, but like I make horrible decisions sometimes.
Also,
But
I think it's really telling that your husband is like so quick to be like, oh, we're getting divorced then.
yeah, that's kind of crazy.
That's-
Like why? Is it because he really needs to be like near his family? Like, why is he so set on you guys have to live there?
I feel like that's kind of telling too about his like disposition. If he's like totally like, oh no, then
It's
we're getting a divorce.
All
That's
or nothing.
all or nothing. You agree to this, and so we're just doing this. Which I get. Like, he's like, you made a promise, but at the same time, you have to understand that he came to your country and he lived in your country. He liked it, and then he met you, and you guys were together, and then now you're going to go to his country, but you had never been there.
Yeah.
So that's
a little manipulative on his part, making her agree to live somewhere that she's never been before.
Yeah. Forever.
Yeah.
not for a few years.
Like forever.
And also she's saying like where they're living, it sounds like it's too rural because she wants to live in a big city or in a gated community. So it sounds like it's a little bit rough.
Yeah.
Where he's living. And she's like, I ain't about that life. Man, that sucks. Are you an asshole? No. Did you make a was this bad decision and bad planning? Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. This is like, why would you get married to anyone and not have really deep conversations like this before you get married, right? Like, why would you agree to something so big without really talking it through about like, what happens if I don't like it? What happens if we don't have any money? What happens this? What happens if your family passes away? Like, what are the other variables of the situation?
Yeah. I mean, 5 years, that's a long time.
To be together?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Before getting married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not have had this conversation.
Yeah.
But agreed to go live in their country. I feel like, no, you're not an asshole, but you made a bad decision. Both of you made a bad decision, honestly. And what do you do?
I don't know. Maybe I would give it a try, even though she doesn't like it initially. You're already married. It's either this or get a divorce. So might as well just rock it out for a couple years and see if you can handle. Maybe still see if he'll like negotiate, or at least be like, well, look, I gave it a try and this is not working for me. Like, can we, I don't know. He said he's open to doing like a gated community or somewhere in a bigger city. So maybe just keep pushing for that, I guess, if you really love them. That's what I would do.
That's what you would do. For me, I feel like if you went there for the wedding and the vacation and you didn't like it, you already know you don't like it. You're really clear on it. So like, it's probably not going to change. But I do understand like trying to give it a go. But I would put a time frame on it. I would be like, well, one, like, we have to live in the nicer suburb like you agreed to. And then if it's like, if that doesn't happen, when I come there and in 6 months to a year, my feelings haven't changed, then yeah, we're going to have to get a divorce because I'm not going to like live in a place I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go though. If this happened to me, I don't know. Personally, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not going to live in this country. Like I came, I saw it, I visited, I wasn't comfortable. I'm not going to live here. Like I'm not going to be uncomfortable just so you can be comfortable. And that sucks. That means you lose the person you really loved, but it's like, well, you planned incorrectly. Yeah. You made bad choices, and these are the consequences of the choices. You're going to lose some person you love because you didn't plan correctly for a major life decision.
Yeah.
That's how I mean, it seems really harsh, but I feel like, I don't know, life's too short. You might, to like not be happy. You're like, okay, I'm going to move to this country for this one person that I love.
Right.
And
for
be
the rest
miserable.
Of your life.
And be miserable.
I could see if it was maybe like, okay, we'll live here for the first like X amount of years, and then maybe we can.
I wouldn't agree to X
somewhere else together.
I wouldn't agree to X amount of nothing. Years, months, years. You know, if you don't like something within a few months. Years?
Yeah, I would still give it a chance.
You're so nice. That's good to know. If I tried to make you do that, but I wouldn't. I mean, like, we're from the same. We don't have the same situation because we're from the same country, and we both don't want to be in that country. So it's a little.
We're from the same state.
We're from the same state.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no. I don't have the same empathy. Because I haven't had the experience of meeting someone out of who lived from a different country. Um, no,
I
but
think if I really love someone, I would try to make it work.
very
Even
nice of
if
you.
my initial was sort of like, I don't really like this place. But you know, maybe you could find things that'll make you like it, or like find other people, like other friends who would make you like it. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes first impressions aren't always great. That goes for locations as well. Maybe she just didn't get a great first impression. I would give it another chance.
You're so nice. I feel the complete
I
opposite.
know.
I'm like, when I go places and I get the impression that I get is the impression that I get. I've been
Yeah.
to many places in the United States, and I'm like, that impression that I got from the people I interacted with is how I think about that place from now on, and for good or bad. And I'm like, I won't go back to certain places because of the way that I felt or I was
That's
treated.
true, and I can respect that.
I'm just like, I don't want to. I don't need to figure it out again.
I will make the effort to make places work for me. And that's what I did with Portland.
Mm-hmm.
My initial reaction to Portland was like, "Ooh, I don't know." And then I left, and then I came back, and I was like, "You know what? I'm going to make this work," and I did. I made it work. It wasn't perfect, but um, I made it work for me.
Okay, and then speaking to that, you convinced me to go back
I
there.
did, and it did not work.
And point to this out too, and this is like this is maybe my reaction to this, because I had already been to Portland and I did not have a positive experience.
That's right.
And I was like, it wasn't good, but you're kind of hyping it up. I was like, maybe I'm wrong. I'll go back and give it a try. I go back, and this was just a visit. I was only there for a few days, and I was like, this is not really my place. We go back. I go back there with you for a year and a half because kind of had to because of like finances and things, and I hated it.
You did
Absolutely fucking hated it. There were no silver linings.
Yeah,
I was right.
It was pretty bad when we went, and I think that my experience was probably unique to my situation.
Your situation, yeah. But I feel like that's why like my perspective on this is so black and white, because I'm like, I had already had a bad experience going someplace and then like tried to make the best of it after being convinced to go back, and it was like, no, actually I didn't like it. And I tried to be open-minded and embrace the culture, and I was like, no, this place is not for me.
Yeah, no.
No, you know when you know.
That's true.
Like, that's true. If you've already been there for the wedding, you were already there for vacation, you know you don't like it, so you're not going to be happy. I don't think you will be. But maybe you are a very flexible person, and like you said, maybe you can find some silver linings and some interesting people to make it a better situation.
I mean, that's what I had to do. I found a community that like made it work for me. So
good luck. You're not the.
Let's see what other people are saying.
You're not the asshole, but I still do think that you made a bad choice. All right. This person's asking, like, what do you mean the terms of your marriage? Yeah, see the same thing. Yeah. Why did you agree to live someplace you've never been? All right, what's this person says? Yeah, the whole if you're looking at a gated community, this doesn't sound like moving from the U.S. to Ireland or France to Canada. The original poster says his city has much more nice and gated suburb, and I could push myself and accept to live there. Maybe this half. I am from Europe. He is from Africa. His city is a place I had never been to and really didn't from where I am from, and not to sound mean, but not developed at all. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Does make a lot of sense.
If you're from
Europe and he's from Africa and he is like, no, we got to live in Africa and you're used to like European standards, yeah, that would be a huge
some parts of Africa, like every state and every country in Africa, every country in Africa has parts of it that are developed and like modern, but a lot of it isn't, right? And even in the modern spots, you still have to deal with like certain issues like rolling blackouts and things like that, or like inconsistencies in infrastructure. And so like, if that's a big change to go.
It's a huge change. It's a huge cultural
shock. And if he's probably living a little bit more rural.
Yeah.
And that's hard. That's tough. This person says, you are from Eastern Europe. He is African. Can you move somewhere else in the world with a larger community from his country so that he can still enjoy the presence of his people, but you are also comfortable. No, he's not even willing to agree to live in bigger city in his country. Okay.
Wow. So he's like, no, it's my hometown or nothing.
Yeah, this is to me is all kind of a red flag. Original poster, reading the original posters. Country is not difficult to visit, but region where is his hometown is difficult to visit. Even locals from different regions can't get easy inside. One of the biggest reasons I don't like the place is because of economic problems, lack of decent health care. I am chronically ill. I wasn't informed how bad is economic situation there and how corrupt is government, and I was made to believe place is more developed. So you felt like you were lied to, but you didn't do your own research. And she's saying she's not against living in the country, just would prefer a different city, bigger, safer, cleaner, and more developed, which is fair. But I'm like, also like, yeah, you were sold something, but you didn't do your own research.
True.
I don't know, man. This is your problem. I wouldn't call you an asshole, but I would call this is your problem. And you have to deal with the fact that also, you know, African men come from a very traditional society of where it's like, we're married and you do what I say.
Yep.
So he's the head of the household kind of culture.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know what you're going to do. You're going to either have to accept it or you're going to have to leave.
Yeah, someone's asking, did you check the place online while you were dating? Other people are asking, why in the world would you agree to move somewhere to live permanently in the country you know nothing about?
And she says, in my mind, I had a really different picture of the place. Only thing which he asked for and we agreed was living in his hometown in future. I asked, can we go before wedding there so I can see the place, but we never did. I know it was stupid on my behalf. Yes, it was. Yeah. But that sounds very controlling. Like he didn't want you to see what it looked like.
No, trust me, it's fine. Like,
Yep. I think people agree kind of with what I'm saying in terms of it's just a bad decision. So she's saying that she just never had a chance to visit because it's hard to get there anyway. And she was saying that earlier, that even locals have a hard time getting to his particular town.
Yeah.
That's a bad sign.
That is a bad sign.
Girl.
Yeah. And the fact that he's like making it a hard, like, it's either here or nothing, that is kind of a red flag as to like, how are other decisions in your marriage going to go?
I would say run to the hills.
Yeah, you should probably just
divorce. Just let it go. Your heart will hurt for a year and then you'll get over it. Trust me. You'll be fine. Yeah. We good on this one?
Yeah.
Let's move on. I'm like kind of irritated by it. Like, girl, just break up with him.